First, I want to establish something to make the content of this video as clear as possible. There are two Jack in this case of the University of Idaho murder. I'm not going to use their last names. If you wanted to know their last names, you can easily find them with a quick Google search. So there is Jack D, who is Kaylee's longtime boyfriend. So that's Jack number one, Jack D, longtime boyfriend of Kaylee. Meet Jack number two. There was John Jack. Else you also need to know, and I'm going to go into a lot more detail about Jake and his connection to Jack number two in my next video, which is coming out later today. Maddie's boyfriend is named Jake. So we've got Jack number one, Jack number two, and Jake. Jack, the ex-boyfriend of Kaylee, John Jack, the hoodie guy at the grub truck, and then Jake, Maddie's boyfriend. So why are all these J's even important? The two Jacks were at some point persons of interest, and depending on the source you go to, they might still be persons of interest, or one might still be person of interest. During the interviews, the Concaves family talked about Jack, Kaylee's boyfriend, a number of times and made it very clear that that is who they were talking about. Kaylee's boyfriend, particularly Kaylee's mom, talked a lot about Jack. They said that they stood behind him 100% and a lot of other things. Listen to the videos that are upcoming. Let us know what you think. Think for yourself. And then Kaylee's sister also references the phone calls to Jack. But when she's talking about the phone calls to Jack, it's not 100% clear if she's talking about Jack, Kaylee's boyfriend, or maybe another Jack.
Called Jack 6 times between 2:26 a.m. to 2:44 a.m.
She does not make it clear that she's talking about Jack D, Jack number one, Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. What Kaylee's family does make clear is how they feel about Jack number one's possible standing as a suspect in this horrific crime. Go ahead and take a listen to the video excerpts from several interviews with the family members and leave a comment letting us know what you think.
We want to do everything that we can do in our power to get justice for your daughter. We keep hearing this name, Jack, and phone calls going back and forth. Can you tell us anything about that?
We love Jack, absolutely love Jack. We stand behind Jack 1,000%. Jack was Kaylee's boyfriend for many years. They just recently broke up. There was no animosity at all. It was a breakup on Kaylee's point. It was not, they still talked every single day. Kaylee just thought that she needed a little break. They were on the mend of getting back together. Kaylee talked to Jack the whole time she was here for that week and a half.
One of her last messages, she reached out to Jack and said, Jack, get back to me. And he didn't. She goes, we share a dog together, which they did. She's like, you need to reach out to me. So
please come over. She was wanting Jack to come over. Jack is not, they're wasting their time with Jack. And Jack is just as distraught as we are. Jack is our family. Jack is 100%, 2,000% our family. And Jack is with us, and we stand behind him 100%. We're supporting him, and we know in our hearts and our minds and our souls, in the depths of our souls, Jack is hurting. And Kaylee and Jack would have eventually been married. They would have eventually been married, and they would have eventually had children together. So to say ex-boyfriend, it was Kaylee just being a brat, being like, I just need a break. But Jack was in her heart, and they were close to getting back together. And that was just Kaylee being Kaylee. So absolutely, Jack is, no.
We don't think he's a suspect.
At all.
Wow. Ma'am, can you tell?
I am sure it is frustrating. Your family has been very outspoken in support of Jack. He's Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. And on the Moscow police website, he is not listed, notably, as someone who has been cleared in the investigation. To your knowledge, is that significant?
No, I don't personally think so, because I think that there's the entire rest of the world that's also not on that list of people who have been cleared.
Right.
Including Maddie's boyfriend, including any associates of Xana or Ethan that might not be involved. I don't find that significant at all.
And there were a number of phone calls to him that night, and you say that would have been typical behavior for Kaylee, that she often would call friends, folks, for a whole bunch of things.
At any time, yeah. Multiple times until I would pick up at 3 a.m. and be like, Kaylee, what?
Yeah.
And some of the last footage of her at that food court, she's on her phone 24/7 filming the whole thing. So she lived on that phone. So
yeah. It sounds like you're saying that the delays here in sharing information.
They were not together, and we don't know anything about Ethan and Xana. We do know about Kaylee and Maddie.
And some of the time stamping afterwards, that your sister was making calls, right? She was making calls as late as almost 2 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
So she was on my mom's cell plan. So
We pulled my cell plan.
on Sunday, I was able to pull those cell records.
And you could see that she was calling somebody out.
Yeah.
Does it seem like they may have been involved, or does it seem like
No.
No, not at all. Kaylee had no shame in kind of power calling. So it fits Kaylee.
Yeah, and we know who she was calling, and this person is, and this person was asleep, unfortunately, was not getting the calls, and it was, I don't know, a few calls for half an hour. She called him a couple times, but no, it was not. We do not believe she was calling him for help. We believe that she was just calling him to come over. If Kaylee was in imminent in danger, her or Maddie, they would have called 911. They would not have been calling this person. Yeah.
And that was
so
around 2.
Yes. So at that time, we
Started
believe
around 2:30.
Yeah, we believe that the girls were just fine.
So from those phone records, it looks like the girls may have been alive around 2:30.
2:30 is what the last call.
No, the last call is shortly before 3 a.m.
Short. Yeah, that's right. 2:50 something.
2:52 for both of them.
Yeah.